Hello everyone, this is Mr. Burkett here, your second grade teacher. So I have this handy dandy little envelope right here, and I want to be able to share with you some really important information that is inside this envelope. You're going to be receiving this wonderful envelope very, very soon, and I wanted to spend some time and share with you the contents that are inside that envelope. Let's take a look. Some of the things you'll find here is a handy dandy reading bookmark. And with this handy dandy reading bookmark, it has some really great prompts for students to use before, during, and after reading. Being more reflective and having conversations about their reading helps them become that much better of a reader. And it also helps them across subject areas, because we're talking about critical thinking, and that's what we're really trying to promote. There's that. This is really great for learning coaches. It's a weekly checklist, a little handy dandy checklist you can tape up or hang up somewhere. That's really helpful too. This is really fun and handy because in second grade, these are some of the prerequisites, skills you will be learning in second grade. So this is a nice little resource card you can put inside of a clear sleeve, and you can either write on or you can use as a reference. For example, we're going to be talking a lot about time. So learning how to tell minutes counting by fives. That's really important, counting by fives, tens, and twos. And also different types of measurements such as inches, which is U.S. customary, or metric system such as centimeters. So this is a really handy dandy card that you can use. Very, very helpful. You will also receive a welcome letter from me that looks like this right here with a lovely little apple. It gives you a little bit of insight about what we're doing this school year. I also wanted to create a quick reference for you guys so you didn't have to print it out of not only my contact information and my work hours and the live lesson times. This is typically what my schedule is going to be broken up into. And we are broken up by, you guessed it, dinosaur species. Oh yeah. T-Rex, Velociraptor, or the Stegosaurus. And we also have two science and or social studies groups that will also be held on Thursday. So this schedule is really helpful for you guys so you know what's going on at these times. And if you can't get a hold of me, this is why. So that's really helpful too. And then we have some really important dates that I wanted you guys to be aware of. So we laid that out, including the marking periods. People are always asking questions about when the marking period ends, and I want to make sure you guys had that information as well as the vacation policy this year. And we are certainly flexible with you, so we'll support you every step of the way in all these different requirements that we have for our school system. There are some also helpful positive attitude reminders, not only as a student but as a person with great character. So these are always great to reference, and always tell yourself this. Always tell yourself this. You're frustrated, tell yourself that. Very important information. Hundreds chart for math. Super awesome sauce important. You can do all kinds of activities practicing all your different addition, subtraction facts with this hundreds chart. We're going to go over that more this school year. What? And then here's some really good writing resources, such as this sheet right here. How do you stretch a sentence or expand it? You use expanders, using your question words. Awesome sauce. And then you can take a simple bare bones sentence like this that we'll be talking about this school year and turning it into something like this. That is a beautiful dynamic sentence. Bare bones, dynamic. Bare bones, dynamic. So we'll slide it off to the side. Another helpful writing sheet is this one here. And learning coaches, this is very helpful for you guys too. Your student, if they exhibit these kind of behaviors, are hanging out within the beginning, intermediate, which is middle, or advanced writing skill stage. And we want our students to move toward these skills right down here. And if we're still here starting out the second grade school year, that's perfectly fine. That's why we're in school. We're going to work together to help grow these skills. So there's that one. And this is a really great reading comprehension prompt sheet. These are great questions for learning coaches to ask their students, especially, again, about their reading. If you're not really, well, what do I ask them? What do I talk to them about? This is a great, easy reference sheet, a list of different prompts that you can ask your student. Very helpful guide and incredibly effective questions to ask. We have high frequency words or sight words that are commonly used in text. In second grade text, these are a list of your high frequency words. This is based on Fry's list. That was a gentleman who, there's Dolch and there's also Fry, and those two individuals came up with their own individual lists. I like this one here because it's very comprehensive, and if your student is still learning a lot of these words, that's a-okay. That's what these different check marks are for, and I'll be able to go over this in greater detail as well. If they know all of them, super awesome sauce, they know all their second grade high frequency words. And that's being able to identify and read them properly within 3 seconds, just like your math facts. I love this organizer here because it helps students summarize, because in second grade they start to talk about summarizing, what that's all about. Whereas what is summarizing going on at the beginning of the story, which includes your key story elements, the events of the story, and how did the story come to a conclusion. And we use it by shapes. It helps them identify shapes. And here's the actual organizer. And what's really cool about this is you don't need to copy this. You need to copy this using your printer or anything like that. Don't waste paper. Just make shapes. You can make shapes in a notebook. And just so you know, I do have a writer's notebook here. I provided that in your envelope. So each of you get your own notebook for writing all kinds of really great ideas and stories, help you with your drafting, help you organize your ideas. This notebook also has perforated edges on it. That means you can tear it out without having to make all kinds of them really frayed edges. So you can use this notebook. That is also in the envelope. Now, as we get up through, there's 2 more documents that are really, really helpful here. We were talking about reading. One of the other ones here, this is a nice, handy, I would hang this up somewhere. This is a great way to start for students to practice their retelling skills. After they've read a short story, if it's fiction, they can simply use their hand to retell the key story elements and start with the thumb and just work their way across. The story took place where and when, who were the main characters, what was the problem, and then here's your BME. What does that stand for? Oh yeah, beginning, middle, end. So those are your events, and then how did the story come to a close? Or how did the characters solve their problem? Now, if you're talking about nonfiction, which we're going to spend a lot of time on, that's main idea and then the supporting details that focus on the main idea, that support that main idea, like the legs of a table. And then finally, one of our last sheets here, which is really great for reading for students and for your reading skills and your reading growth, is this really nice correlation chart. Now, the correlation chart is really handy because what I want you guys to know is some of the areas we're going to focus on the most are, we're going to be looking at this Lexile level because that's from iReady. That uses that Lexile level. So we'll look at this here, especially in Storia. We're going to be looking at this level here. This is Fountas Pinnell and how it relates to the grade level. And then when I conduct running records, I'm going to be using this Learning A to Z level over here. And again, I'm going to talk about this in greater detail, but I want you guys to know what these are all set up for. We're not using every column because we don't do PM readers or DRA or accelerated reader or reading recovery. But we are looking at their grade. They're Fountas and Pinnell, which are 2 ladies that created this comprehensive system. The Lexile level for Storia. And then also when we conduct running records, what it looks like here with these reading levels. So it's all about supporting you guys and helping students grow in every way possible this school year. And these resources are very, very helpful. Keep them nearby. We're going to be using them, and I certainly hope that you are using them throughout the school year. Thank you so much, guys, for spending your time with me, and be sure to ask any questions whatsoever. I will certainly support you every step of the way. Some students may receive a little more resources from me based on interventions that they may need to do to be able to help further grow their reading skills. They may need different interventions and different resources, and we're going to get all those things possible because I'm all about, if we don't have it, we're going to find it, we're going to get it for you, we're going to get you guys supported. Thank you so much, guys, and have a wonderful afternoon.